Local Republican leaders and supporters turn out for this year's Lincoln Day breakfast. And a Pike County woman is arrested for calling an ambulance just to get a ride. I'm Jerry Scott, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. The Pike County Republican Party held its annual Lincoln Day breakfast on Saturday, welcoming local politicians and GOP supporters for a morning of networking and celebration. Nick attended the breakfast and brings us a look.
On Saturday, February 21st, the Lincoln Day breakfast event was hosted at the Pikeville Overlook by the Pike County Republican Party. Supporters of the party were present to uphold the party's tradition and recognize Lincoln's leadership. Party Chair Terry Walters tells us more.
The Lincoln Day event is a tradition going back many years of the Republican Party, and it's when we come together to celebrate the party and in particular Abraham Lincoln, who was the president who rose from a meager cabin in Kentucky to lead our country through the most divisive time in history.
The event allows members to network with one another leading up to election primaries. Several notable guests were featured alongside tributes for supporters.
It's just a great time to be able to communicate with others, but then very special to us and quite an honor to us, we have Casey Crosby as our keynote speaker. Casey is coming to us from Washington, D.C. She is the national co-chair of the Republican National Committee. She stepped in after Lara Trump moved out. She was endorsed by Trump, and she is in that position, and we are so honored to have her here today. We also, I will add, have a special event where we will be doing presentations for local Marie Childers, who is the longest serving election officer in the state of Kentucky. And she recently retired as our Board of Elections member. So we have tribute after tribute that will be given to her today.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Nick Collum.
A Pike County woman is now facing a felony charge after she reportedly called an ambulance to give her a ride to town. Officers with Pikeville Police were called to Pikeville Medical Center just before noon Sunday over a report of a woman causing a disturbance in the emergency room. When police arrived, hospital staff told them that 37-year-old Joanna Trump of Greasy Creek arrived in an ambulance but then refused all treatment. She reportedly told the staff that she only called the ambulance because she didn't have a ride and needed to come to Pikeville to retrieve her coat. Trump then left the emergency room and walked around the property before returning 8 minutes later and saying she needed to be seen. Police found her in a room allegedly yelling at staff and threatening violence. Trump has now been charged with filing a false report which generates an emergency response and disorderly conduct. The false report charge is a felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Coming up after the break, a celebration of life was held Saturday for a little boy who lost his battle with cancer. We'll take you there when the Mountaintop Daily continues. But first, sports and weather.
How's it going, sports fans? Cody the Professor Davis here with your Mountaintop Sports Recap, and as always, let's just jump into it. It's time for postseason sports, and we've got you covered. Tune in live tonight at 8 p.m. on 96.5 FM to listen to the Pike Central Phelps boys game to hear who advances to the championship. We also have live stream coverage tonight. Shelby Valley, East Ridge, big matchup begins at 7:30 p.m. Catch it on our Facebook, our cable, or our app. You can also tune in to WDHR 93.1 FM. Owen Bookman and Jacob Cheney will have the call. And that's not all. On the girls' side tonight, we have another big matchup that has radio coverage. Pike Central and Phelps on 96.5 FM. Tune in at 6 p.m. and listen to Denny Palme and Zach Eggers calling all of the action over there. Mountaintop Sports will keep you updated on results of the tournaments and future live streams on our Facebook page and our website. That's going to do it for today, sports fans. Don't forget to be voting for the Best in the Mountains at bestinthemountains.com. You can also vote for Best Sports Reporter on there. I wonder who's going to win that one. Hopefully, Destiny Fowdy. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. I'm Cody the Professor Davis. This was your Mountaintop Sports Recap. And as always, thanks for watching.
When the government took Social Security away from honest Eastern Kentuckians, Attorney Ned Pillersdorf got the hearings declared unconstitutional. When the women guards were harassed at Little Sandy Jail, Ned fought back, securing a $1 million verdict at trial. And when the state tried to shut down Cordia School, Ned fought back and kept the school open. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf fights for the underdog, and he's ready to fight for you.
Hey Appalachia, we should probably admit this. We're kinda obsessed with you. The mountains, the back roads, the small towns, and the people. We've been everywhere together. At Appalachian Wireless, we built a network just for you, with local people who actually answer the phone. Can you imagine that? So this February, why settle for temporary with a big carrier who doesn't really know you? Go with the one who's loyal, local, and totally in love with Appalachia. Appalachian Wireless. So this connection, it's the real deal. Because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
2-year-old Arlo Shepard died earlier this month following a battle with brain cancer. But rather than focusing on their sorrow at his passing, his family and friends chose to concentrate instead on the joy of his brief life. Robin takes us to the celebration of his life held over the weekend.
A celebration of life was held this past weekend for Arlo Shepard, the Paintsville toddler we've been following through his battle with brain cancer. Arlo was diagnosed in early November of last year and passed away on February 6th.
It was a moment that will resonate with me for the rest of my life. But I don't like to think about Arlo in the past 4 months of him not being able to walk or talk or run and play and jump. I don't like to think about that, and I don't want y'all thinking about that. If you had to experience any part of that, don't dwell on the ugly that the life gives. Life is beautiful, and we were able to have him for the time that we had him. To know him was to love him.
Family and friends were able to enjoy all of Arlo's favorite foods and toys, memories, and a musical tribute.
I will see you again. Oh, this is not where it ends. I will carry you with me. Oh, till I see you again.
When Arlo's diagnosis came and the community gathered around, there's sadness, of course, when something like a child is sick with anything, let alone, terminal cancer. But having the good come from that, with the community gathering together, showing their support for Sarah and Bryce and for Arlo, is a reminder that even though the world is crazy and everyone in it's crazy, that your community and your fellow neighbors are here for you. And that, being reminded of that and seeing all the good that will come from this and being able to give back is a good reminder and a good way for Arlo to live on.
Arlo's mother, Sarah, was overjoyed with the turnout of the celebration.
I love this turnout. I love that people wanted to come out. This is a true celebration of life. He was 2 years old. Dinosaurs, cars, monster trucks, turtles, cupcakes, Smarties, and Tootsie Pops. I'm so thrilled with the turnout. I can't even express how loved I feel and how admired our family feels over having this many people who loved our child. I feel loved and I feel admired, and I just wanted to give back to the community that helped us out in our lowest steps.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Robin Tillman.
That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Jerry Scott for Mountaintop News.